Hello, everybody. Jeremy coming in here for our weekly market bias report. I am so sorry for getting this to you so incredibly late. It is actually about 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, Tuesday, May 30th. Yesterday was a holiday. I'm sure anybody that didn't realize that already checked the market and realized nothing was moving. Of course, it was Memorial Day weekend. And actually, the reason that I didn't end up doing a broadcast is because I was getting married this weekend and had a big time. So my apologies again for coming at you late with this report. I am going to keep it super short and targeted, just looking at the four major indexes to make sure that I get you the information you need for the week. So looking at the S&P 500 futures, we had a really nice bullish week last week, closing very strong on Friday. Sunday, the futures opened and had been trading, and then they closed down a little bit on Monday. Now they're back open again. And after this big power candle on Friday to end the week last week, I want to zoom in here and let's look at an hourly chart. So we've been consolidating for all this time in this big, kind of choppy, messy range. And now if I zoom in, check out how well this has held support at 4220. Remember the 4200 zone was kind of our original breakout zone. We faked out last week, got above it for a short bit, and then sold off hard. Buyers stepped right back in and has pushed it right back up, and it is now looking like it actually is trying to, as we speak, break out of this little consolidation panel on the intraday chart. So I am looking for follow through here. If people want to play this, this is definitely a playable pattern. Or if you want something without as much leverage, obviously going to the S&P 500, you'll notice that that little bar up here is not on here currently because this is obviously not a 24-hour instrument. So going through looking at the other indexes really quick, the S&P 500, like I said, looks really good. Looks like strength is wanting to break out. And this is a major deal. If we throw this onto the weekly chart, you will see here how much price action has been fighting around this $4,200 level for so long. We are finally pushing above. RSI is not overextended, even on the weekly chart, which is what we're looking at right now. The MACD looks good. We had a little increase in volume on the week last week, dropping it down to the intraday chart, or not intraday, the daily chart, excuse me. RSI still looks really good, has room to run. MACD has just crossed over and gave a signal on Friday with follow through today. Really like the pattern here. I'm expecting higher prices. And if we zoom out, honestly, I'm kind of looking at 43.27, so potentially a 100-point move to the upside before we'll even meet any real resistance. Beyond that, 4,400 probably is not out of the realm of possibility. Especially as a lot of the tech sector cools off a little bit. It's had a massive run and let some of those patterns reset a little bit for us so that people will come in and start buying those up again. So speaking of tech sector, let's jump over to the NASDAQ. You can see here RSI, it is overextended. It has had a massive run on the MACD here. It's still showing momentum on the MACD on the weekly chart. If we bring that into the daily, even more so. But the MACD is a lagging indicator, so I like to kind of go intraday on it. And even on the intraday, it is crossing over and giving us a little green candle, or a little green arrow, excuse me, showing that it might be ready to rock and roll again. Breakout above the previous resistance of this little consolidation over the last 24 hours or so. That corresponds to 14,460. So if break above that, intraday kind of day trading style would be totally fine with a stop down below the lows of this consolidation pattern around 14,360. On the daily chart, it's a little bit too overextended to do anything more than a day trade, but watch the tech sector for any pullback and any reset on any of those companies. NVIDIA, if anyone is not familiar, I'm just going to jump to individual stock here real quick. Nvidia had blowout earnings, jumped 28, almost 29% on their earnings, and has held that gap so far. Obviously we need to see this cool off and hopefully see a bit of a pullback here. But strength is in tech, and it's starting to look like the S&P 500 is now getting a next run as well. Going over to the Russell 2000 real quick, nothing to see here. It is still choppy in this messy range. We're waiting for a break of 1825 to be able to play in this bad boy. And then going out to the Dow Jones, nothing to see here. Go where the strength is, guys. So the S&P 500 and the tech sector. Just to round it out real quick, I'll look at Bitcoin. Because it had an interesting move over the weekend. It did gap up over the weekend because the futures chart does not trade 24/7 like Bitcoin does. So there is a little bit of a lag here and a gap here for the weekend movement. It is underneath its moving averages here. I would like to see it get above that. And not only that, I would like to see it break the diagonal resistance we have here. So really getting back above probably 29,000. Hopefully we'll get back above around 29,000 base for a little bit, and then it'll give us a signal to go. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. But the MACD is looking very nice on that as well. We did get a crossover and a signal on the MACD on the daily. So keep an eye on Bitcoin and Bitcoin proxies as well. Anyways, guys, take care, enjoy. Again, pepper me with questions this week. I'm here to help. Sorry again for the late post here, but I'm keeping it short and sweet for you so you can get right into the meat of it. S&P 500 and NASDAQ for the win. I'll catch you guys soon.